Good evening, video community, and welcome to another video from the Pit of Doom. Tonight I'm going to be talking about the band Forbidden, Bay Area thrash band from the 80s. Forbidden, 5 albums. They've split up twice in their career, recently reactivated again. It's now the 40th anniversary of the band, and my inspiration tonight was buying this t-shirt from their website, Endless Slaughter, 40 Years of Forbidden Evil, available via Plastic Head merch. So that was my first thought for the video. Let's recap on what they've put out through these 40 years. So we got first album Forbidden Evil, originally out in 1988. It's had many reissues through the years, so not particularly difficult to get hold of. Original lineup: Russ Anderson vocals, Glenn Alivius guitar, Craig LaCicero guitar, Paul Bostaff drums, and Matt Camacho bass. Obviously there's been many lineup changes throughout the years, different lineups existing. So that's the first in 1988, and secondly, the album that broke the band, and the album that most of us probably got into in 1990, Twisted Into Form. Now, there was a song on MTV Headbangers Ball, Step by Step, which was in heavy rotation at the time. That was what first caught my ears, as I'd not heard the debut album at that particular point in time. So in 1990, that was when I first became a fan. Then in 94, with the decline of thrash, they'd put out a 4-track EP from the Distortion album. I don't know why, but this is only a promo, limited edition for promo use only. So that preceded the album, again in 94. More of the same, just heavily influenced by the grunge and groove of the time. I mean, when bands like Pantera were king, you know, what else could you do, really? I mean, a lot of the thrash bands were falling by the wayside, so nothing great was happening in the late 90s. Still a solid album, just not one of my favourites. And then the last before the split, 1997's Green. Confusingly, this album's had several reissues with several different cover artworks. I don't know why, no idea. I've never bought any of the reissues. This is the original from 1997 in my collection. Then they went on a rather long hiatus and came back with 2010's Omega Wave, 5th album. A lot of interest in the band around this point in time, big tours, but prior to that, during the downtime, they'd done several festivals. When they first reactivated in 2001, they were doing the Thrash cancer charity gig for Chuck Billy and Chuck Schuldiner. I guess that gave the buzz around the band and gave them the impetus to reform. So during that reformed point in time, they managed to make it to the UK, and it was the first time that I'd seen them, having missed everything in the early 90s. So my first opportunity was in 2009, when they'd reformed and came over to play the Camden Underworld, Monday the 1st of June 2009. This was a really good gig. They had a bit of merch on sale at the time, of which I picked up the Twisted Into Form t-shirt. For some reason or another I've hacked the sleeves and the neckband off of this one. I think maybe because it was a medium, and I generally wear large, so to give it a bit more room. Not many dates on this tour, but obviously the London date, the Underworld, and then on to Belgium, and a couple of festivals at the time. Now, they then stayed away from the UK from then right up until last year, when they finally made it back to the UK with their new singer Russ Anderson being now retired from music altogether due to various ailments and being in rehab, drugs or alcohol, I don't know exactly. So they made it to the Bloodstock Festival last year, 2024. Bloodstock has just in the last couple of weeks put the entire live show up on YouTube, so I was watching that earlier. That's really good. Being that I was there, standing at the back watching the band, I can say it was a really good gig. So they're back on top form, drumming up interest. There's going to be new material written with the new singer, a young guy. I can't remember his name at the moment. So that's the full five album discography. I've got a few bits in the collection. This from 1992, Point of No Return, a compilation, probably totally unnecessary at the time, especially because it was only 1992, so it can only pull from the first couple of albums. It was reissued in 1999 as part of a box set that Century Media were doing, and the others in the box set were, I've got them here. So we had, it would have been a five album box set. I don't have, this is not the box set, these are just individual albums, but it came with a camouflage slipcase. So you had like Dark Angel, Decade of Chaos, Death, Fate, Exodus, Lessons in Violence, and Possessed, Victims of Death. So I do now wish that I had known of the box set so I could get that. It's probably out there somewhere at a mega expensive price. I've got a 2015 re-release of demos when they were called Forbidden Evil. So that's all demos from their time pre-Forbidden, when they were known as Forbidden Evil. Quite collectible. If you can find one out there in the wild, I'd say pick it up. Some good stuff there. Unless of course you've got all the demos on cassette already, which highly unlikely. Then I've got this one. I've got no idea. This must have been during their downtime after disbanding in '97, because this came out in '99. It's 3 self-released demos. Mine's actually a reissue and a bootleg from 2016, proving how difficult this is to track down. Yeah, Not a lot known about this one, just demos circa 1999, probably when they were between labels or looking for a new label or something. And the only other thing that I have in the collection is the Dynamo Live EP from 1989 on Combat, and reissued by Century Media in 1998. This one's a bit of a strange one. I don't know what they were trying to prove with this one. There's nothing much on it at all. It opens with Victim of Changes by Judas Priest, and then has got Forbidden Evil, Chalice of Blood, and Through Eyes of Glass. So something and nothing really. So why they put that out, I don't know. Maybe it was just to capitalise on the debut album. So there you go. Forbidden reactivated, new singer, new album in the pipeline, and tours imminent. And I'm really looking forward to seeing them as and when they release any new material or tour live. Okay, hope you enjoyed that. See you next time.